How long do you think you'll be at the top, I wonder?
At the top isn't so important.
After you got what you want, did you want it?
Well...
Never said we was the best, we just look like it. The presence deceives you, man, the game don't need y'all niggas. I'm 22 trying to change the world, tell me nigga what you do today. The rap game a mess, I'm trying to clean what's left. I been charming chest, the pressure on me. For the life I refuse to lose, nigga paid his dues. Every day I'm dreaming about this music, nigga. It's the love I felt, you know my card's been dealt. A young nigga, I'm just playing my hand. If you were smart, you would throw a couple bands, cause the man headed to the promised land, no lie. Everything fly, crazy how a young boy used to be shy. Knew I had skills, just didn't know why. How you stay grounded when your goal's in the sky? Tell me how you live when the laws don't apply. Man, they want me 9 to 5 in a shirt and tie. Work my ass off just to get old and die. I'm looking at y'all like, why? This the type of feeling niggas get from the pipe, except I give it to you.
This guy is a homegrown hero. This guy is from Lowell, Indiana.
Yeah!
Lowell, Indiana. I believe, Brad, it's your first time performing in Lowell, correct?
Well, I'm doing stand-up,
yeah. Lowell High School theater legend. Give it up for Brad Rickert.
Yeah!
All right, the mic's back on. Yeah, I'm from Lowell. By a round of applause, who knows who the fuck I am? Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, like no one. This is fucking cool. No one gives a fuck about me from my hometown, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Do you mind if I set my water right here? So let me give you like a quick like resume of my time in Lowell. I moved here when I was 14. My dad's a pastor of a local church here. I got suspended in 10th grade for pulling my dick out in class. And then I lost my virginity, and then I moved. You know, that's like that's pretty much how my time in Lowell went. So now that we're all caught up, let's do some fucking jokes. All right, you guys having a good time?
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everyone. Or Christmas, whatever you guys want to call it, it's Thanksgiving and all that shit. How's everyone's weekend been? You guys enjoying your families and stuff like that? Having a good time?
Enjoying the beer.
Enjoying the beer? Fuck yeah, dude. Beer is food. No one else can see this. He's wearing a shirt that says beer is food. So that must have cost at least $4. I'm having like a really good day today. You ever just have like one of those days where you wake up and you know it's going to be an amazing day just because you wake up in the best mood? I had one of those days today. I woke up and the first thing I heard was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life. And like before I get into my jokes, I want to share it with you because it's just kind of inspiring. I'm going to mess it up, but I'll do my best. So the first thing I heard when I woke up this morning was it was my alarm clock, and I was super hungover, so that happened. I like to do jokes. It's really cool. It's fun. I've been doing stand-up for a while now, like 7 years, but I like to do other types of art too. I'm kind of like an artsy-fartsy guy, and I actually I like to do like visual art and like performance art and that sort of thing. So I have this exhibit opening next week, right? And what I did is I rented out this artist gallery. And I'm gonna take a big shit in the middle of the floor, okay? Just drop a fucking log, you know, just like get a lot of fiber and just make a turd happen, you know? And then I'm gonna charge people $15 to come in and look at it for an hour and a half. The name of the exhibit is Tyler Perry Movie. We're expecting 40 million the first weekend, no big deal. Let's see. Peed on my Ouija board and it said I was pregnant. What the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have eyes. Like, if you're here, you're probably watching the show, so you can see that I'm pretty moderately attractive. Which is, I mean, I'm not like Miles hot. The comic earlier, he's like pretty cute, but like if I got braces, I could be Miles hot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like a 9 in the trailer park, but like a 7 in real life. And the cool thing about being moderately attractive is that you're what they call approachable. So like girls will flirt with you because they're like they think you're like a normal guy, but like still like cuter than a normal guy, but like still not like a super handsome guy. And I was at the mall doing some Black Friday shopping, and I don't know why, but I found my way into Victoria's Secret, which is like, I don't know why, I just really like that store. And I was in there, and one of the girls that works there started flirting with me, and it was really weird, but like super cool, because I don't usually get like hit on like so blatantly by women, and she was very forward. She came up to me and she said the cutest thing. She walked up and she was like, "Hey, get out of here, you pervert!" And I was all like, "Okay." Just sniffing some fucking panties, don't mind me. So I'm super fucking weird, that's a fact. Like I'm not gonna like come out and say it, but like marijuana's a thing. That's a thing that exists in the world. And like I don't want to get into like how I feel about it necessarily, but I think it's interesting in the United States that marijuana is this like issue that really divides the country in half. You know, it's like a big moral issue that's like really, I don't know, it's just strange to me that it divides us so much. Like for example, some people would say smoking marijuana is bad. But I would say smoking marijuana is good. Some people, usually white people, they say you should be drug tested in order to be put on food stamps. Yeah. Okay. Hashtag Trump 2016. Some people think you should be drug tested to be put on food stamps. But I would suck a guy's dick in order to get a $20 Chili's gift card? What? Some doctors out there, say smoking marijuana, hashish, butt ganja will make you forget things. But I would say that, no, it doesn't, you fucking doctor! I think I'm like in trouble. Like next semester at school, I signed up for theology class thinking it was the study of Malcolm Jamal Warner. I just watched an episode of The Cosby Show recently. That shit's fucked up. Like I don't know if you've watched it like post knowing that like Bill Cosby's like Satan, but like I was watching this episode where he had this barbecue sauce that made women sleepy. He was like, oh, I'm making the barbecue sauce, and whenever Claire has the barbecue sauce, she goes straight to bed. And I was just like, oh man, that dude is like he's fucking roofing bitches. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, I grew up in the area, and it was really tough. Like I don't know if you can tell, but I'm mixed race. No, for real. Like I'm half white and half Caucasian. I mean, being half white and half Caucasian is really hard, you know? Like, kids are fucking brutal out there. Like, on the playground, they would say really, like, mean things. I remember this one kid came up to me and he said, hey, you're hired! And I was just like... I don't want all this opportunity! No, yeah, guys, I'm really fucking funny. Let's roll. Let's see. It's cold outside. Did you guys feel that? It's like cold now, which sucks. But like the cool thing about the cold is that it's cool. Let's see what I did there. But also that snow happens, and snow, while annoying, is very fun to play. And you guys like to play in the snow, even as adults. You get out there. You have kids you play with in the snow, anything like that. Okay, I'll just keep going. So I don't know. I like my buddy. Whenever it snows, like especially the first snowfall of the year, he'll call me up and he'll go, "Hey, Brad, you want to go outside and make a snowman?" Like he's a crackhead, but like, but he's like really fun and he's a nice guy. But like he calls me up and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go outside and make a snowman?" And I'm like, "No, come on, like I'm a grown-ass adult." Plus, I like to think I'm a forward-thinking guy. I would never go out and create an inanimate object, and then assign it the gender of a man. You know, like that. I just think that's wrong. And plus, like when I fuck it, that'd be super gay. Oh man. Fucking a snowman. Fucking a snowman. I don't know. I'm like one of those guys that like I kind of look like a bro, but like I'm also like a little bit of just like a hippy dippy like I don't know, artsy guy. And a lot of like bros like that look like me but act differently. They think I'm a homosexual person, that's fine. I don't mind. And then like a lot of homosexuals think I'm like on the verge of like maybe sleeping with a dude like if I get real drunk. So I get a lot of gay dudes that hit on me, right? And the thing about being moderately attractive, which we've already established, I'm okay looking. The thing about being moderately attractive is you can sleep with some beautiful women, but you can sleep with every single handsome dude if you're moderately attractive. Totally true. Like I've never met a gay dude that was like, "I would never fuck you." They like I mean, dudes are horny. Like I mean, it fucking happens. You know, it's in our blood and in our nuts. But it got me thinking, like, it'd be so easy to be gay for me because, like, I could have my pick of the litter, you know? I could, like, have any gay dude I wanted, and, I don't know, I'm not gay, like, I'm totally not gay. Let's establish that. Totally not gay. But like if I was, what kind of a dude would I be into, you know? And I just like fantasized about that a little bit. Like I'm totally not gay, but like if I was, I think I'd like a guy, I don't know, maybe like 6'2". Yeah, I don't know, like I'm totally not gay, but like if I was, I just like want a dude that was like, not like fat, but stocky, you know? Something that you can grab onto and feel safe, you know? Like, totally not gay, but like just like, I want a guy with like nice arms, you know? Like you hang on to it when you're walking down an alley and you just feel good, you know? Totally not gay, but like if I was, I would just want like a guy with a huge fucking cock, you know what I'm talking about? I'm totally not gay. Totally not gay, but if I was, like, I would want my dude to like be able to parallel park really good, you know? Like that's just, I don't know, it's just a thing, you know? It's just a thing. Like, hell yeah, dude, this guy is like beer is food guy is like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. And hey man, like I'm totally not gay, but like I really like your shoes. I don't know, but like yeah, I'm totally not gay for real though. But you know, but like if I was, I would just like suck dick 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Yeah, keep the Sabbath holy, you know. But you know, I'm not gay. Wow, that was a joke. I'm sorry, guys. You know, someone called me a fag the other day, and my feelings from 1997 got hurt too. But they meant fag with a PH, so it's cool. Does anyone play video games here? Anyone a video game player or gamer? No? Alright. Well, whatever. I'm gonna do this joke anyway. You guys ever heard of Grand Theft Auto? The game Grand Theft Auto? It's like this video game like where you run around and you like steal cars and like do like a bunch of gang-related like missions and all that, and you like kill people in the game. And I really like it because you know I'm an idiot. So I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and I just got it on PS4, which is really cool because like the graphics are so good that when you kill someone playing Grand Theft Auto, you automatically get drafted by the NFL. Yeah. Hell yeah. I love that joke. I mean, I like the NFL, but like, man, that shit's fucked up. That's just the truth. Let me think. How many? Is there anyone here on a date at all? Do we have any dates? You guys look like you're kind of on a date. Maybe on a date? Maybe on a date? You guys got the best seats in the house. You got your own booth. You're right up front.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so my first date, maybe you guys had a similar experience. My first date, I was 14 years old and I went to the movies. Did anyone else go to the movies on their first date? I feel like that's pretty standard. I was 14, the year was 2006, and the movie I saw was When a Stranger Calls, which was a really shitty remake of a other shitty movie. But it was weird because I was going out with this girl, and I really was excited because it was my first date, and she was, I mean, even as a 24-year-old, I think about that 15-year-old girl, and I'm like, yeah, she was pretty hot. I got a sister like that age. That's just a fucking joke. Don't worry about that. I'm not like one of those pedophiles. Anyway, so like my first date, I was with Brittany, the name of my date, and she was gorgeous, and I was so excited and very nervous. And I remember, like, you go to the movies, and you guys know the trick, right? Where you sit down. Part way through the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You do the yawn. You just go. And then I had my arm around her, and she was like into it, you know. That was pretty cool. And I remember I did that, and I was there for like 30 minutes not moving. I was really nervous and just like very stiff. Had my arm around her, and she like nuzzled her head into like my armpit or whatever, and I was like sweating because I was nervous, and I probably smelled awful. But I was like wearing like a tight Hollister shirt. Man, I was 14. Let's not talk about it. So I have my arm around her, and my arm's starting to get numb, and I also was like, oh man, I gotta make, what's the next move? I gotta go bigger, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna touch her leg. So I did it again. And then my arm was on her leg, and she was like into that too, you know. That was pretty cool. I was like there for a while, and like there was like maybe like 30 minutes left in the movie, and I was like, oh man, there's a phone going off or something, but that's okay. We're in a fake movie right now. Don't let you turn your phones off. Watch the fake previews at the beginning. So I got like my hand on her leg, and then I'm like brilliant at 14. I'm like, oh, I should touch her boob. So with my right hand on her left leg, I take my left hand and reach all the way across my body, all the way across her body, and grab her right breast. Okay? And I leave it there for 25 minutes. Don't move my hand, just hold it there. Don't squeeze, don't pinch, don't juggle them or whatever. I just have it there like a fucking weird Joe Paterno statue. I don't know, but so I'm there, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, oh man, my hand's on her boob for a while. This is pretty cool. And then the lights come on, and I was like groping her purse. I was like, oh man, boobs are leathery. I didn't know. That was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember the firsts are cool. Like the first time I got drunk, I was a little late in life. I was 18. I started drinking a little late because my parents were religious or whatever. And I remember the first time I got really drunk, I got drunk on Warm Ice House because beggars can't be choosers, and the beer here is really good, but that night Warm Ice House was like the best thing I'd ever tasted in my life, but also it made me make some really bad decisions because I didn't know drinking would make you do that. And I was visiting this friend of mine that went to a small college, in southern Indiana. It's a very small town. And so I visited her, and I didn't know when you got drunk that you accidentally have sex with people you don't want to have sex with. I didn't know that happened yet. I wasn't ready for all that. So I'm not proud of this, but I might have I might have came in her 3 times. I don't like when it's bad, right? And what was weird is like she was from that area, and I don't know. We woke up the next morning realizing what we had done. We go, oh no, we have to get a Plan B pill. And the fucked up thing was there was only like one Walgreens for 45 minutes, and her mom was the pharmacy tech there. So I had to go buy the Plan B pill, not her, and I was like very nervous. I'm a nervous guy, but like that was super nerve-wracking because I was probably going to buy it from her mom. And so I went, and I got. I'm talking about like coming in a girl. What's up? What's up, guys? So, came in a girl 3 times, and her mom works at the pharmacy, and I have to go pick up the pill, blah, blah, blah. We're all caught up. So I go, and I'm so dumb. I'm 18, and I'm so stupid, and I'm really embarrassed, but, so, because I came in her 3 times, I bought 3 Plan B pills. And like the fucked up thing was at Walgreens they weren't like, no, you don't need all those. They just sold them to me. So I kind of hold them half responsible. So that was cool. Man, you know, it's very cool being here right now. This is a very fun show. You guys have been really awesome so far, and like I really appreciate you guys being so kind. Oh, are you like coming up to get me?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Cause I'm fucking rolling, man. Yeah, you get comfy, baby. And like, this is a weird thing right now, right? I'm really like cute and like talented, and I should be famous by now. Like I think we can all agree I should be famous by now. But like, why am I not famous? And I think about that sometimes because I work really hard and I do a lot of shows and I make a lot of people laugh and like you know, I don't know. And I was just like thinking, what has happened in my life to keep me from achieving everything I wanted? And I don't know. Like I guess shit happens and I get caught up in stupid shit. Like you ever just been in like a bad relationship that was super toxic and you're like there for a while and you don't know how to get out of it, but you're just there and you're addicted to it? I just got out of one of those like not long ago, and it was crazy because like, oh, okay, who's hooked up with an ex before? Has anyone ever hooked up with an ex? Come on, you don't fucking lie to me. People have hooked up with an ex. By a round of applause, who's hooked up with an ex before, alright? That's some people, and the rest of you are fucking lying. So I did this thing where like, I don't know, like, not only did I hook up with an ex, but like, I accidentally fucked her so good, she made me take her to the zoo the next day. And that was rough. Because like, then we did this thing where like, she came over, and I've had a lot of crazy shit happen in my life recently. Like 2 months ago, I had a week where me and my girlfriend broke up, my friend died, and then I found out my dad was losing his job, like, and is probably gonna have to move to the other side of the country. So it was a really tough week, and so when my friend died, my ex was like, let's grab a drink, you really just need to like hang out or whatever, and like, so she came over, we had a drink, she like talked to me about my dead friend, I don't know, but then like I accidentally fucked her really good. And then the next morning we woke up and she was like, hey, you want to go to the zoo? I don't have anything to do today. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking comedian, I can't pretend like I have shit to do, I guess we'll go to the zoo, you know? So we go to the zoo, and like it was weird because we pretended like we're still in this relationship, and like we didn't talk about the breakup, we just like lived in this like lie of a day, right? And then we accidentally got back together, and then we hated each other like 3 weeks later. So that was the answer is, if you're gonna hook up with an ex, like make sure you come early, because like if she like orgasms a lot, like you're fucked. Like that's just the truth, man. You guys are not like on board with that, and that's cool. That's totally fine. I don't know. It's this thing where like I don't think I need a girlfriend at this point in my life, but I really want one. Like I'm really ready to like settle down. And I have this buddy, and he's like, "You're so busy with all this stuff. You don't really need a girlfriend. What you need is like an Avengers of girlfriends, right? Where like you have like multiple women in your life that like kind of take care of different needs that you have. Like someone's like someone you sleep with, and someone's like your friend, and then someone's like your emotional thing." And I was just like, that's really good advice. So I'm trying to do that right now, and it's exhausting because I just make them all like my actual girlfriend, and then it's fucked up. The one thing I've done recently since we broke up, and this is dumb. I'm 24 years old, right? That's why I say a lot of stupid shit. I'm 24, so like give me a couple years and I'll say it like with a lower voice. I don't know. But like, so this is something you should not do as a 24-year-old, and it's not that big of a deal, but I went out with a 19-year-old girl recently, okay? And like, she was cool. I met her at, like, at a concert, and she was like very hip, like, and like very attractive, and like seemed really nice, and like we're just at different points in our life, right? Like, I've been on my own, I've been paying my bills, I don't like live with my parents, and she did, and that was a big like difference between us. So I like went on this date with her, and I had to pick her up from her parents' house, right? And that was like strange because I hadn't done that in years. And her dad was like this generic sitcom dad, right? Because I like go to the door and I like knock on it and trying to be polite and all that, and he opens the door and he's like, "Hey, you must be Brad, huh?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, nice to meet you." He's like, "So you want to date my daughter, huh?" And I was like, well, I don't know about all that. I might finger bang her in my Nissan Altima, like, after Chili's, but like, dating? Come on, slow down, buddy. I didn't say that. That'd been fucking dumb. He goes, "Listen, if you're gonna date my daughter, there's gonna be some rules." A very generic threat or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, okay, sir, what are these rules?" He was like, "Rule number 1, whatever you do to her, I do to you." I was like, "I hope you've been eating some pineapple." Because it looks like I'm gonna be sucking that cock. Like I'm totally not gay, but like if I was, I like guys that are like 50 and like girls I'm dating's fathers. Which is fun. You know, I just don't get women, you know, it's this weird like thing where you're trying to figure out like what they want and like how to be yourself at the same time, because those things usually don't overlap. They're in the Venn diagram of being who you are and then what women want. There's like literally like one thing where you like, I don't know, maybe she likes sports, and that's the only thing in the Venn diagram that matches. There's nothing really that like, you can't be yourself when you first start dating someone. You have to like put your best foot forward. And I was like talking to a girl, and she gave me this weird like nugget of wisdom, and she said, "I like to date guys who are uglier than me because I know they won't cheat." And I was like, "Damn, Mom, that's fucking cold." No, my dad's super handsome like me. I actually do a really good impression of my dad. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
So here's the impression of my dad. "Brad, you're wasting your life!" It's pretty accurate. But we like look alike, so it's cheating, you know? So like I said, my dad's a pastor of a local church around here, and he like just found out that like the church is shutting down, and like so his like last church service is like at the end of this month or whatever, and it's been tough on him because it's like it's not his fault, like just like people like getting drunk more than going to church, so they stopped going to church, you know, it happens, you know? And so it's just hard to sustain like an institution like that if people aren't going. And I remember there was like a lot of like fighting going on in the church, like not with him, but just like members were like getting upset with each other, and he was really down about it and didn't know how to handle the situation. He was just like kind of venting to me, and I don't know, I tried to be an adult in that moment and give him some honest like advice, and I said, "Dad, a wise man once told me don't argue with fools." And he was really touched by that, you know, like he really took that to heart and his eyes started to water, and he said, "Son, you know who said that? That's Solomon from the Bible." And I was like, "Holy fucking Christ, I just thought those were Jay-Z lyrics." No, I mean, that actually happened, but yeah, it's been weird. I just feel bad for my dad right now because he's such a good man, he's so intelligent, he's worked so hard, and now he's still losing his job and having to relocate his family. And we've had this weird thing lately where like I'm trying to like be an adult with him as opposed to just being his child. And so we're trying to like connect and talk, and I was on the phone with him the other day, and it was crazy because like he was really depressed, and I said, "Are you doing all right?" And he's like, "Honestly, no, not really. I'm literally like down." And I'm like, "I understand." And there's this weird thing because I became a comedian, like I totally like bummed him out, which I mean that's fine. Like we all have to make our own choices in life, and I could tell he was really like worried about like what he was going to do next. I'm like, "Dad, you're super employable. Like you are a very intelligent man, and like you do really great work." And he started to choke up, and I said, "Honestly, I'm very proud of you." And he just started to lose it, and he was crying his eyes out. And it was so weird because like you think like, as a child, like you want to make your dad proud, and it didn't even occur to me that like my dad probably feels like I don't know, it's like this thing where I didn't follow exactly the ideal life that he wanted, and I think he always felt that I didn't respect him or whatever, and it's been like this really cool thing to like just let him know that like, hey, God's not real, but you're really good at playing make-believe. He's got a doctorate in fairy tales. But I really appreciate and love my dad. Honestly, I love my dad so much, and he's such a good, everyone's like, holy fucking shit, that's edgy as fuck. And it's been weird, because I know he's had to put up with a lot of weird shit from me, because I've always wanted to be this weird guy that did outrageous stuff, and like, he comes to a small town, and then I make an ass of myself at school and get in trouble all the time, and then like go be a comedian, and then like am more successful than anyone in my family by the time I'm 19. That's super weird to like carry with me. And I remember like when I was going to church there, I started doing stand-up when I was 14 years old, right? And I've been doing comedy like even when I lived here and stuff. And it was so strange because one time this guy from my dad's church saw one of my stand-up videos on YouTube, which was amazing because he was like a super very like military guy, and like he came up to me and after a church service and he goes, Bradley? And I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, can I talk to you in a private room? And I'm like, hey, you're not gonna fucking touch me, are you? And he's like, no, and I didn't say fucking in church, that's bad. I would never do that. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we have this conversation, and he was like, listen, I don't think you need to use the curses in your comedy. I don't think you need to say bad things. I think you're too young to be talking about sex. Blah blah blah. I was 18, and I did this one bit. So I used to I'm like a comic that talks now, but before I used to do really weird shit. So I used to open a show, coming on stage, and I'm gonna do it for you. And this is what he saw. So I would come on stage, and I would look like really sad, and I would say, guys, before I get into my jokes, I wanna let you know that my grandfather passed away yesterday, and I'm kind of beat up about it, and this is my first time getting on stage since he died. This isn't real, this is what I used to do. So I would get on stage and I would say, and this was like a song that my grandpa used to sing to me when I was younger before I would go to bed. And if you don't mind, I just want to sing it for you real quick before I start my set. And everyone would like really buy into it, and I would just go like, this is what it looks like when you got a boner, and this is what it looks like when you don't, and this is what it looks like when you got a hard on, this is what it looks like when I got stuck in a bike spoke, and so on and so on. And so this fucking ultra-conservative dude sees this from my dad's church, and he's like, I'm not going to tell your parents, but like, if your grandfather, I know your grandfather, he sits in the 4th pew, and he's not dead. He said he saw that, and I was like, I don't think he knows how to use the internet, but that's what I was banking on. And it was really funny to just like have that like weird thing. And I don't know, like as I've gotten older, I've come to like grips like with, I used to like really like be frustrated with my family situation because I felt like I was so suppressed by like the religious like aspect of it. Like I wasn't allowed to do stuff like, you guys know the show Full House, right? Like, so I literally, like, my parents were so conservative that, like, when Jesse and the Rippers, the band on Full House, would play music, we'd have to mute it because it was rock and roll. Like, that's how crazy it was. And, it's been so tough for the moderately attractive guy. But seriously, growing up mixed race was super tough. But so one of my like biggest bits that I've ever done is like that people really respond to, and I've been doing it for like 5 years or whatever, is this book that I actually wrote when I was a kid. It was like a 1st grade assignment to write a storybook about your life. And so I'm gonna close with this, but this is what like growing up in my family was like. So I just want to share that with you. Give me just a second. It's called There's Ketchup in My Coffee by Brad Rickert, that's me. There's ketchup in my coffee, and that just isn't right. There's a cat inside the fish tank. I hope that they don't fight. There's a sock inside my toaster instead of a Pop-Tart. And when mommy looks at daddy, there's hatred in her heart. When daddy talks to mommy, there isn't any love. Then they tell me to take a bath and put that toaster in the tub. These things don't make sense. They just confuse my head. That Puerto Rican guy doesn't go in mommy's bed. And for the record, I know Puerto Ricans don't wear sombreros. It's just like super hard to erase Sharpie. The ketchup in my coffee. None of these things are right. Also, I saw that Puerto Rican guy with daddy last night. This has been my first hometown show I've ever done, and this is so cool. This is an awesome venue. Thank you guys so much. You've been an awesome crowd. I got an impression for you before I leave. You guys want to see an impression real quick?
Yeah.
Bounce? Okay, so this is my impression of George W. Bush in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Good night.
That was a masterpiece. Hell yeah, that's really good.
Are you gonna be able to do those shoes?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
How fast do you want me to go?
How fast you want? Just like jog, like I'll run backwards.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Your face is like not really in this.
Watch out, River Skin.
Bounce up and down more. Oh, well, okay.
Go ahead, Fabio.
Do you miss your anonymity? Do you miss being able to go out and not be recognized and go places so that, as it used to be before you became famous, so no one would pay any attention to you except...
I'll tell you.
2, 3. Hi, buds. Come on now.